Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to another Fallout 4 mod throwback, where we take a look at some of the older mods of Fallout 4 that I never got a chance to cover. And today, we're checking out a really cool shotgun known as the Quad Barrel Shotgun by Fallout Miami. Now, this is going to be a shotgun mod that is going to be featured in the overall Fallout Miami project, though it is available as a standalone download. Now, somehow I just never got around to covering this one, as it did come out before I really started the whole YouTube thing, but this is a really cool shotgun, and it's one that I would highly recommend because it has a lot of cool features, it's really fun, and believe it or not, this thing's actually based off of a real-world prototype known as the Winchester Liberator, which is a 16-gauge quad-barreled shotgun that was essentially a scaled-up Dillinger, which is pretty crazy. And Fallout is all about taking these old prototypes and altering history just a little bit to make them actual full production weapons. We've seen that before with the Pancor Jackhammer and the G11, and the same could definitely be true for this Winchester Liberator or the Quad Barrel Shotgun. This weapon is actually added to the level list, so you will be able to find it on enemies, specifically after level 25 on gunners, as well as on Clio and settlement vendors. Additionally, there is even a unique version of this shotgun known as the Liberator that can be found after doing a short quest. With that, we've got a lot to get into, starting with the stats, and then we'll go into that quest and some of the other neat features of this mod. So let's go ahead and hop in game and get started with all that. So for starters, let's go ahead and get into the stats of this weapon. We also get a nice look at the model, and this thing looks absolutely insane. Super beefy, and honestly looks like something a raider would love. This thing has a base damage of 47, which is pretty nice considering you are going to find this at high levels like 25. It has shotgun shells as its ammunition type, of course, a fire rate of 33, it is semi-automatic, a range of 46, an accuracy of 63, a weight of 16.8 pounds, and a value of 95 cap. So this thing is pretty heavy, but still, this is pretty cool. I like this weapon a lot. It's got a very unique design. Like I said, it is based on the Winchester Liberator, but they have taken some artistic liberties to make it its own thing, which I do appreciate a whole lot. Now then, this weapon does of course have custom reload animations, since it does have a pretty unique style. It additionally also has custom sound, so I'll go ahead and fire all the rounds and let you see the reload and hear it for yourself. So yeah, pretty unique. Honestly, this thing fits in Fallout super well. I love the idea of it. Being able to fire off 4 shots and then reload them all is super cool, and it seems like a very Fallout weapon. So this fits so well, and honestly is very lore friendly in my opinion. Now then, we need to talk about the unique version of the quad barrel shotgun known as the Liberator. Now, if you don't want to know where it is and you want to avoid all spoilers, go ahead and click to the timestamp above now, but for those of you who do want to know, you can pick this thing up by starting a quest that starts just to the southwest of Gunner's Plaza in a little railroad tower. In there, you will find the body of a gunner who has a holotape on them containing their last words. If you listen to this, it will deal out a whole lot of backstory. It's a pretty lengthy holotape, so I'm not going to play the entire thing. However, it does have some pretty nice voice acting, but what it sums up to is about this.
Find him, end him, and the gun's yours to keep.
So yeah, you want to go find the other gunner that betrayed this one and stole their shotgun. From there, you're going to head just northeast of the starting location of this quest, where you can find said gunner. You could choose to approach them and engage in dialogue to either purchase the weapon off them or try to convince them to give it to you, or you can just shoot them. Shoot them, and the shotgun's yours. And there's a really cool thing when you pick it up. I'll let that play now. It has a nice little sound cue for when you first find this weapon. But yeah, the Liberator is really cool. It's an explosive variant of this shotgun with some cool paint jobs on the side of it that display the name of the weapon. Super neat, super cool, and let's get back to the rest of the review. Now then, of course, we do need to talk about the attachments for this weapon. Now, there aren't a ton of attachments for this weapon, to be honest, but a lot of the other features in this mod, like the really cool quest, the unique variant, and just the unique style of this weapon overall, honestly do make up for it. Regardless, let's see what is available over at the weapons workbench. Of course, you do get a standard set of receivers from the standard receiver with a base damage of 47, all the way up to advanced with a base damage of 93. That's with no perks, just the raw stats of the weapon, so definitely worth the upgrade. But there are a couple of other sections like the stock section, where you can choose either the short stock with this little wire frame here, or the full stock, which kind of nuzzles right in place with it and does attach with some brackets. It looks pretty neat. We also have some sight options for standard sights and glow sights. A shotgun doesn't really need much more, but I wouldn't mind the options for some reflex sights, but this weapon doesn't really need it. You're probably going to hip fire it most of the time anyways. And then of course for muzzles, we do have the option to throw on an extended barrel, which looks really interesting, but still the option is there if you want to get a little bit more range out of this thing, and I would definitely recommend it since the base range is pretty low. But yeah, that's all there is for attachments. Just a handful of sections and only a few options for each. But still, you can get this thing to do exactly what you need. You don't need all of the fancy things like optics and lasers and suppressors. This weapon will perform fine on its own. Alright, and then the final order of business for today, as usual, is a damage test for this weapon. Now we've got 3 nice and easy tests for this thing. Of course, the standard version of the weapon with no attachments and no perks, just to see how the weapon does when you first pick it up. Then we'll try it out with a fully upgraded advanced receiver with the standard version of the weapon, and then I want to try out that Liberator since it does have explosive rounds, which are going to make it do a whole lot of damage. So it should have increasing damage per Deathclaw. I don't feel the need to test out perks. I think this weapon's going to do just fine on its own, which means that with perks it's probably going to be pretty devastating. Let's start out with the standard version of the shotgun. Aiming for the Deathclaw's weak point, let's see how it does. Seems I forgot to get a full reload there. And one more might do it. Perfect. So in roughly 4 reloads with about 15 to 16 shots, we put down the Deathclaw. Not too shabby, but the reload is definitely going to get you in combat. It's going to take a lot of time out of shooting that you could be doing. Let's see how we do though with a fully upgraded receiver. My guess is we'll have to reload the weapon only once. And I think I'm going to be correct with that assumption. With only 6 shots to kill that Deathclaw, so definitely a major improvement with the damage output, and it goes to a only reloading once instead of 3 times. That's a whole lot better. Now let's try out the explosive rounds, which if that one we only had to reload once, I'm gonna guess this one we won't have to at all. We should be able to kill it within 4 shots. Almost 2. So yeah, the Liberator unique variant definitely packs a punch, so worth picking that one up if you're going to have this mod installed. But yeah, guys, that's a pretty powerful shotgun we have here. The Fallout Miami quad barrel shotgun, otherwise known as the Winchester Liberator. Definitely one you might want to throw into your load order if you want a unique, really cool shotgun with some nice animations and a neat little quest to accompany it. If you throw on the Rifleman perks, by the way, you're going to be one-shotting Deathclaws with that unique variant, and potentially even the other one as well. That's pretty insane. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap this video up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to drop a rating. Consider subscribing if you haven't already for more videos just like this. If you want to try the mod out for yourself, it will be linked down in the description below. As always, big shout out to all of my patrons for supporting every single video, and a special thank you to Youth RC, Helljumper 2077, Indecisive Wolf, and Jackie Noid for signing up for that tier 3 Patreon membership. If you want to check out the Patreon, it'll be linked down in the description below, but of course it is optional as always. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace!